Hey, 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 beautiful souls. Welcome to this edition of the Daily Divine Moody Moon Days. No, it's Mondays with the angels. So, how are we all doing? My name is lisalyle, and this is my heart here on YouTube. The rest of my heart's laying over here on multiple couches. Anywho, we're going to get right into it. It is 11:11 on November 11:11. I was thinking November. It's 11:11 on January the 12th, 2026. So the first day out of the last few where it's not straight ones across the board. So we're in the shift, if you will. We've moved beyond. It's almost like I can't believe I'm looking outside and it's now snowing. It looks like it's going to be a snowstorm here. We've moved beyond the prep, if you will, and now it's like there's the 111 on the board. So let's just get into this. There's a lot, as usual. There's a lot going on, isn't there? And at this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, with the intention of supporting the collective rise of the divine human, HUE, at this time. Rising beyond the mind, rising beyond, the control systems. How are you doing? Who's in control of your life, folks? That's a good question to ask. Who's in charge of our life? Are you in charge of your own? Or is there someone else running your show? Because ultimately, our goal, if you will, if there are such things in this lifetime, would be to live sovereign, to live free, as Creator intended for each of us. So we're going to get right into this. And we're just going to see if I can just get a few cards here from the various stacks and just tune into the energetic of today. How is everyone feeling? How's your week starting off? It's after a lazy weekend, after a lazy quiet weekend, there's 3 that's wanted from here. Oh, look at this. Okay, so we've got the goddess of the unknown. A new chapter in your life is around the corner. Remove fear and embrace the unknown. We feel fear and we move forward anyways, right? Because that's what we do. And it feels like something that was hidden is about to be revealed. And it's because you have maintained and you have continued to stay focused on what's real for you, your heart. Hey, Kiva, welcome, sis. This card is also speaking to me. I'm feeling very almost like, Jacob, can you watch her? She's moving around. She's trying to move. Just one sec. I got to go move my little dog. I'm just going to bring her with me today. She's not feeling good. I don't know. Somehow she sprained her little back leg. I don't know if the bigger dog stepped on her or something, or she just jumped off of the couch wrong or whatever, but she's limping around. It's really pathetic. Really pathetic. It's very sad. Okay, so let's see if I can get her there. Keep her there. But what I was feeling with this card is it really speaks to, ceremony and devotional practices, like our daily rituals, how we spiritualize the material experience, how we spiritualize the 3D. She is adorable. Thank you. I know. The angel of the universe, you are being encouraged to expand your thinking. Yeah, into truth. Like, again, I'm here to share about like our individual journey. And yet, when we look around collectively, what the soul sickness on this planet is a lack of spiritual connection, a lack of spiritual awareness. Every narrative that is being put out there into the collective stream of things via the news outlets, the media, the tell lie vision, all of this kind of stuff, it's to create more separation between you and I. It's to have us fighting against one another about whose side is right, whose side is wrong. And it's all bullshit. And we all look like morons. Everyone who's playing along, you look like a complete moron for playing along. They mock you. You're a useful idiot, as they say. Now, I don't suspect anybody here is a useful idiot. If you are, perhaps this you're going to awaken to the fact of what you are and move beyond it. And the way that they keep the useful idiots fighting one another is they keep them numb and dumb, right? Numb and dumb, smoke another dart, pop another top, you know, snort another line, whatever it is. Have some more sex, watch some more video, play some more video games. Whatever the addiction is, this is how they keep you. This is how they keep you. Numb and dumb. Too content, too comfy on your couch to have a look at yourself and what you have become. And so this message is for us to have a look. Are we in an addictive cycle? It could be addiction, again, like I've mentioned a few things. It could be drugs, alcohol, sex, television, porn, which isn't sex, folks. It's gross. So just saying, video games, it could be anything. That's right, Kiva. Anything that keeps us away from oneness, anything that keeps us distracted, and now everybody is so distracted. It's kind of really sad. As someone who grew up in a time where, we didn't have, our phones were attached to walls and this kind of stuff, to see everybody walking around with a phone and everyone with their head down in the phone, it's pathetic. Pathetic. And, like, I don't know. I'm feeling like this week it started, yesterday. And, well, maybe it started before. I'm just feeling like really fired up. And it's almost like this righteous anger is rising from within again. Because it's like, what is it going to take to wake us up? I had an encounter this morning. So if you're Canadian, you'll know the most recent election. The big theme for everybody was elbows up, which is a dirty move in hockey. We would never teach our children when playing sports to put their elbows up, right? It's dirty. Anyways, this was floated around and like the boomers jumped all over this. Elbows up. Everybody looked like they were doing the chicken dance. So this morning, as I was out on my walk, I saw a gentleman with an elbows up shirt on. So of course, being who I am, he said good morning. I said good morning. And I said, hey, how do you think the elbows up is working for us? And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, that slogan, you're wearing the slogan, elbows up. What is that? What is it supposed to have done for us? And he's like, well, I don't know. And I said, exactly. I said, you know what? I said, I think it's the most retarded slogan we've ever had. I think it's ridiculous. And I think Canadians, for the vast majority of Canadians, are literally brain dead. Mushy brain. So brainwashed. And he's like, why do you say that? And I said, because all anyone can focus on is south of the border, Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. I said to him, how's Canada doing? How are we doing? Nobody really knows how Canada's doing because our news outlets don't talk about how Canada's doing, right? They talk about how bad the guy in the US is. They talk about how terrible he is. They don't address anything that's going on here in the home front. They don't address it at all. And, like, I want to say, here, I'm going to use this platform again, as I do. I'm going to say, where's all the pro Palestine crew? Where are they as the Iranians are asking for help? They've shut the internet down to that country. They're being slaughtered in the streets. Where's free Iran? Where is that? Oh, right. They didn't make signs for that group. They didn't make signs. So the people they turn a blind eye to real travesty because they can't support the people there because the people want to be free, right? The free Palestine crew, they're wanting to free the terrorists. They're idiots, useful idiots. I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. And this week, I'm feeling fired up. And so the best thing we can do is clear away the stuff from the inside of us that has us in repetitive loops. We see the two snakes here. We did talk about this being the final shed of the Gregorian 2025. I know we're in 2026, folks. We're still clearing up the year of the snake. It's time. This is a time for positive transformation and healing. Yeah. For us individually, and then hopefully for the world. But it's one heart at a time. How can we sit aside? How can mainstream narratives turn a blind eye to literal frigging slaughtering of humans who just want to be free? They want to be out from under the oppressive thumb of Islam. Folks, any religion that has you oppressing another is not of the light, is not of source. I'm pissed. I'm absolutely pissed and sad. It makes me sad at the same time because we have the opportunity to change things. We have the opportunity in our life to change things so we can find our passion and use our voice for good. We may not be popular. I know I'm not popular. I don't care. I don't really care. One day. It's not a popularity contest, right? How's your heart doing, everyone? How's your heart doing? Because, why? This is what we're here in service to. You can be a useful idiot your whole life. That's fine. How are you serving your eternal soul? Well, I guess you could be a temporary useful idiot because we are here temporarily for a finite period of time in service to our eternal soul, right? We got to get ourselves right with our own emotional waters. If we can disregard slaughter of our fellow humans, HUE brothers and sisters, what's wrong with us? Oh, we weren't told that was wrong. Come on. We know inside of us what is innately right and wrong. Where's all the authentic intelligence in the world? Will all the authentic intelligence please rise up? We need your authentic intelligence. Fuck AI, artificial intelligence. It's not doing any of you any good. I can see now how civilizations are conquered, right? You can see how it happens because everyone wants to feel like they're on the side of the good guy. The good guy is freedom for everybody, equality for everyone. We don't need agendas to tell us about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're human, all of us. HUEMAN. We're human, each and every one of us, with a right to be here, with a right to a good life. And you know what? What you do here now matters, people. I don't care if you think you're on the right or the wrong side. I would say if you think there's sides in this game, have a look on the inside. There are no sides. Make a choice. Make a choice for life. You know, I was speaking with a young man at work yesterday. Zeph, if you're here, my new friend, shout out to you, buddy. I really like your energy. I always have. And so I was chatting with this young gentleman yesterday. I learned his name for the first time yesterday. And we were chatting about, I never have a normal conversation. I never have a normal conversation. It's always spiritual. I can't be normal. I don't know what normal is. This is my normal. This is my normal. And so we were chatting, and the young man said to me, he's 25, and his parents are much younger than me. And anyways, he said, the more I talk with you, the more I like you. I said, oh, well, thank you. Same. And I said, I guess we were talking about like political stuff and spiritual stuff. And I said, well, I do my part. I have a YouTube channel. I go there every day. I do the best I can to help people to awaken to their spiritual nature. And then I throw in a bit of political, it's theater. Politics is theater for the slaves. We're all the slaves. You? Yeah. All of us are slaves. Oh my God. She just called us slaves. Yeah, because we are. Every single one of us. Do you have a job that you go and punch a clock? Slaves cradle to grave. That's how they have created this system. They want us to be slaves cradle to grave. And now if we get too tired, if our children get too tired, if our children can't keep up with the cost of inflation, here in Canada, we've got a program called MAID. They'll put you to sleep. You can go get yourself euthanized just like you would a pet because life's too hard. How demonic and how literally evil is that? Now, don't get me wrong. There is a time and a place where MAID is absolutely a viable option. Absolutely. For children suffering from mental health issues because the adults have fucked up so badly, it's not a viable solution. It's not a viable solution. It's evil. Why aren't we talking about that? A young man in British Columbia just had his life ended because he had mental health issues. His family didn't even know. His family in Ontario didn't know because in BC, there's a different law. There's a loophole. He was able to get himself put to sleep because the system couldn't help him or the system didn't want to help him. Veterans, hey, you're sleeping on the street. Canada government, the Canadian government will put you to sleep, put you out of your misery. We gotcha. What has happened to us? What has literally happened to us? Yeah, it's disgusting. Where are the voices? Whoa, we're freeing Palestine. Hamas? The terrorists? Come on, you idiots. Stop it. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Let's shift the perspective here. Let's turn the television off for a while. Let's have a look inside. Let's go for a walk. Or let's just sit quietly for a while. It's time we started to see things from a higher perspective. I'm not saying I have all the answers. I don't. What I am saying is, I have a strong connection to source. I have strong sense of uh, personal responsibility. I'm authentic. I mean, you may not like what you see, you may not like what you hear. At least I'm authentic. I'm real. I'm consistent. I'm consistent. And I'm loving and kind and wise. And you know what? I'm innately intelligent. You know why? Because I cleared away layers and layers of bullshit that was piled on top of me from other people, places, and things that was never mine. And so, you know what? I cleared it away. I moved out of my mind into the sacred heart. And you know what? I'm okay with who I am. I'm actually more than okay because I am a wonderful human being who's incredibly intelligent. And so are all of you. We need to use our voices to speak up for what is right and true. Euthanizing humans, young humans, because life has become too hard is sick. It's demented. Yet here we are, fertile, and we're guided by angels. This is the archangels. This is 14, the temperance energy. It's the archangel realm. Do you believe in angels? I do. Some of you who I'm speaking to are angels. We've been told that. If you weren't here for yesterday, here were the beauties that came through for us: the divine feminine, the divine blueprint, earth angel, and storm. It's okay to feel it all. We have to feel it all. We have to feel everything in order to heal. We must be willing to listen to one another. And we humans often listen to respond. You say something I don't like, I'm going to attack you. While you're talking, I'm going to sit and think about what you're saying, and I'm going to come up with a response because I don't like what you said. We do not have to like what one another say. We would be wise to come into our heart space and feel into it. If you watch mainstream news, you're being lied to constantly. If you believe mainstream news, you're brainwashed. Just like our money gets washed over in the Ukraine, in the washing machines in Uganda, and all of that, we're brainwashed. You're brainwashed. And a part of why I'm here is to help you to free yourself, because this is how we are. We're meant to be free and sovereign, living from the solar plexus, guided by the soul to take action in the here and now. The eagle is connected direct to source, right? The eagle takes our Luna. I've got to move you just for a second, babe. Just stay there. Here. There you go. Just stay there for a minute. Eagle connects us direct to source. We don't need a middleman. We don't need a cleric, a priest, a rabbi, a guru. We don't need a middleman. Direct to source. Direct to source. And from there, allow all connections to open up. Allow our perspective to clear up. Patience. And then we have Gabriel here. Balance. How do we find balance? How do we find balance within ourselves? Everything out there wants to destabilize us. Everything out there wants us fighting each other. And you know what? My new young friend there, who's 25, a few years older than my son, we're here in service to their future as well. And if you're around my vintage, older, even a bit younger, it's time to stand up. What are you doing? What are you doing? How's your life? Are you feeling balanced? Are you losing your patience? Today it may sound like I'm losing my patience a bit. I'm just really frustrated. I could, if I don't like stay a little bit in this um like fired up energy, I'll just cry. I'll just literally cry. What are we doing? What are we doing? Since when did we become accountable to governments? Since when did we owe them an explanation of where we go, what we do, how we spend our money, what we eat, what we drink, what we do, what we blah, 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 blah? Since when? They flipped the script on us, folks. It's time to flip it back. If you're a good Christian folk, a religious person here, if you're someone who has faith in a religion, what would like Yeshua, what would Yeshua do? What would your brother do? He's not coming back here to save you. He's not going to come out of the sky and save you. What's going to happen is you're going to recognize who you are. The light might go on inside, and you are going to recognize that you are the resurrected light. That's what he left you. That's how he saves you. By helping you to remember who the frig you are. Sacred Heart. It's shown in all the icons. I was just looking to see if I had a candle handy. Patience. I guess we're meant to have patience with ourselves in the unfolding. Patience with our fellows as, more and more begin to awaken from what? The dark night of the soul. We each, they're saying bottom card and then these two. It's time to awaken from the deep sleep. And those of you who are here have likely moved through and lived through many dark nights of the soul. We don't just have one and then we're awakened and, oh yeah, life is amazing. No, we're human, HUE. We're here on this planetary body, Mother Earth, who wants to ascend to Gaia and does so with our help. We are the ones who descended in order to ascend here on earth, which is simply awakening our consciousness. And we had that this week, right? We had 2 17s. This one here is the eye of the needle. This is consciousness. We are the conscious seeds. 17, star energy, healing. Some of us are meant to be well known, meant to be leaders, meant to be ones in positions of authority that is authentic, integral, heart-centered, natural born. We are the gifted ones. If you're here, if you resonate, you have gifts that are meant to be shared with the world. First, you got to use your gifts in your own life to break yourself free from the limitations placed on you by society, government, schools, family, churches, employers, all of it. All of it. When I say none of it, I think of none of it. Now, all of it, I'm thinking of we're the olive branch. I love you too, Kiva. Have a great day, sis. And it feels like, we've been told we are here to give birth to a new earth. And it begins within us, within our heart, the hearth. We awaken through the heart. We plant and anchor through the soles of our feet. And we give birth to what? Our dreams. Because we are the masters. 11, 11, 11. We are the masters incarnate at this time. So Oh, we're here to awaken from the dark night of the soul so that all children may experience heaven on earth. Archangel Metatron, sacred geometry. We are the sacred geometry. We are the ones who are here. I could like just cry thinking about this because we get this visual and then we get this. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? If you're just sitting back and taking a passive role in life at this time, you know, you're missing out on a lot. And we're missing out on a lot too from your passive stance. So we get, we're moving beyond the conflict, which creates the dark night of the soul, into the experience of heaven on earth. And we're so intermingled. Like, this is just really showing how connected we all are. And there's a lot for us to move through, yet we can do it when we choose to show up for ourselves. And it feels like we're all going to be receiving. Our guardian angels are close, and there is messages here for us. Maybe not here, or maybe here. But I'm being guided to just encourage you to look at this. We had Archangel Metatron. So this is Metatron's cube. And then we have Metatron's cube here in the heart space. And Metatron's cube, it's a Merkabah. And a Merkabah simply means vessel of light, vehicle of light. And so as we move through the dark night of the soul, we resolve conflicts and with one another. If we can find ways to speak to one another, perhaps we can open the hearts. Perhaps hearts will open when we speak to one another instead of speaking at each other. So if you're confused about which way to go, what to do, I would encourage you to tune in to your heart center and talk to your angels. Begin that conversation. There's an idea out there that we don't have to pray, or I don't need anything, so I don't pray. The world needs us to pray. The world needs us to pray for one another. I'm so grateful for those who pray for me behind my back. It kind of counteracts those who talk about us behind our back, right? The prayers behind our back. Let us be grateful for those who pray for us. And so at this point, we're going to get into some interactive. It's just going to be one or two today, and we'll get the Tree Angel Oracle message for you. One or two. One. If I was a little fired up today, I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm just going to say, hey, it's how I'm feeling today. So, and I'm going to get you also an activation, light activation card to go with your Tree Angel Oracle. One or two for some interactive messages. And then the third is for all of us. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you were guided to number 1. Aw. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things I'm feeling here right away. First of all, so sweet. Like, this is really solar powered. And then I'm also, because that's how my brain works, you see the apple. And look at the back of a lot of people's phones, right? The bitten apple. Do you think there are apple trees over there in the Middle East? Are there apple trees in the Middle East? I don't know. Pomegranates? Figs? I wonder what the original fruit was. 2, 20. Judgment. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging others. Discernment is different than judgment. having a keen eye and an awareness for, where the lies are, that's because we've done the inner work, right? I'm allowed to make the statements I made. Nobody can stop me from making the statements I made unless they lop my head off. And maybe there will be people that want to do that, right? If we allow ourselves to be overtaken by those that don't hold our same values, yeah, someone like me would have their head chopped off. How are we okay with that? Because you don't like what I say, so I deserve to have my head chopped off? Think about that. What I'm feeling for those of you here guided to number 1 is that this is about, so the 20 is the judgment card, 2 is the high priestess card, and 0 is the fool. And so it feels with all this golden light in this card that you are really standing on your own 2 feet. You're making wise choices and decisions for yourself, and you're doing so with compassion. 15 is the devil card in the tarot, and then 6 is the lovers card, and the lovers appear in the devil card, um, as well as in the lovers card, obviously. And before it was called the lovers card, it was the choice point. And so it feels like, number 1, you are at this choice, and the choice is always for what? Love. More love. The groovy kind of love, the transparent kind of love, the unconditional kind of love, not the toxic stuff that we call love that really is nothing to do with love. It's just wounded humans continuing to wound one another. We're talking about love that has no conditions, love that lives beyond the flesh, right? We're here in service to what? Our eternal soul. Temporary human. I can be hurt. I can be wounded. Yet the soul that lives within, once this vessel gives out, goes kerplunk at 111 years old. Once it goes kerplunk, then the soul will return to source. And so our goal here in human form is to return to source of the soul in the human home, your heart. Thump, 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 thump. Beyond the mind, the sacred heart beats in you and me. So, compassion. So, number 1, be kind to yourself, be gentle. It's not easy, like it's not easy to be a sensitive human, one who feels compassion for all in a world that wants us fighting one another. Did you see what they did? Oh my God, did you see that? There's nothing right about that. Calm down. Calm down. Let's take a deep breath and let's think about things for a moment. Let's settle in. Anything that's getting you revved up via the news, if I'm getting you revved up, yay, yay, because maybe then we can rise up together. Rise up, rise up. Rise and show your power. Rise up, rise up. Let us rise up and show our power. And our power isn't aggressive. Our power it's powerful. Our voice can be powerful when we're speaking from the heart, right? Our voice can be very powerful when we're speaking from our heart. My power doesn't come from harming anybody. I mean, maybe I wound some egos and trigger people. Oh, well. I mean, I get wounded and triggered all the time. Say, it's a part of living life divine, right? But let us not allow the narrative pushers, the script readers, to get us fired up, because we are the script flippers, right? We're flipping the script on its head. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and to be the divine mediator between heaven and earth. Oh my gosh, guys, heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Yeah, that's what we're here for. I'm here for it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a dreamer. I guess I'll go to my deathbed as a dreamer then. I'd feel emotional again. So if you were guided to number 2, myrrh. I love it. There's the masculine energy. And then, but look, and there's the feminine energy. But look, they're both in their power. Men, ladies, men, women, let us rise. Let us support one another. I knew there was another 35. Let us get back to integrity by walking with our own heart. Let us stop judging one another and do the inner work so that we can see one another as, as an equal, as a sister, as a brother. Just a second. Some days I wish I wasn't so sensitive. I wish I could stop it. I can't. Myrrh. The 3 wise men. The 3 wise men. I wonder if it's the stars in Orion's belt that were the 3 wise men. That's another conversation for another day. Oh, I had to just get myself out of this weepy mode. I feel very tender. Working with resins, using resins in our home to clear the space. It's really important. We're going back to that talk of spiritual hygiene, really keeping, and that's what I'm feeling guided to say for you, number 2s, keeping your space clear. 35 comes to an 8, strength, courage, eternity, right? The eternal loop. You know that you're here in service to that. And this is I'm just feeling there's a real call for sacredness and I actually feel like you've achieved that. Sacredness in your day-to-day life. And then because you're here to live a life of delight, number 19 is the sun energy. It's the happiest card in the deck. That's what we're all born for. All of us were born for joy. This 1 + 9 comes to 10. Wheel of fortune. This is it, folks. The wheel has turned in our favor. The wheel has turned in our favor. Honestly, it really has. Don't I look so joyful? But, I am really joyful. I'm just it hurts my heart so much that so many people suffer. And so many people here in my homeland are suffering. And it's there's no compassion there's very little compassion for the suffering of the world. Unless it's unless it's an agenda that's being fed to us. So for number 2s, I'm guided to say, continue along the sacred path your heart has chosen. Continue to honor your inner knowing And take time every day to really like play in your divinity. What are they having me? Let me just, I want to show you some myrrh resin in case you're not sure what it looks like. So, oh, look at that. So this is a little, so here's some frankincense. This is what resins look like. You may have seen them, and you burn them with charcoal. So in here, I've got all kinds of frankincense. And then in this little, there's a little bit of myrrh left in here. I think I have some elsewhere. But burning resins, working with smoke to clear our space, to keep yourself um, energetically clear so that you can use your voice, so that you can show up in the world. I mean, I guess, I guess at least when I show up here, I'm authentic. You see tears, you see anger, you see the whole range of emotions because I can't be anything other than real. And it's the same in the real world. And I find like going out into the world, and I mean, I only ever go out to work really, and then like to the grocery stores and stuff like that. It's like, it's not easy to continue to show up in a world where it's just like so divisive and everyone's, you can hardly say anything to anyone before someone's like, oh, well, I was just, whatever, before someone takes offense to something. So, this is what we were born for, all of us. Delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. And the more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. Yeah, like we're here for the good stuff. We're here to let the wheel spin in our favor. In fact, it has. And we're moving towards, closer and closer towards that Capricorn new moon on the 18th, right before the sun moves into Aquarius, the star energy. You don't have to be a star, but you could be a star if that's what your heart tells you you are. Go for it. And for all of us, if that's what your heart tells you you are, go for it. Spread those arms, open that heart, and sing your soul song. You may not be popular, but you know what? It doesn't matter. In the spiritual realms, we are revered. 16 is the tower energy. What comes after the tower? The star. So we got to let everything fall. That's not true. That's not authentic. That's not, that's not true. That's not authentic. Anything, I've been saying it here for 13 years. Anything in society that is not built on integral foundations will crash and burn. I mean, I called it a couple years ago. The Americas are like Babylon 2.0. Oh, Lisa, how could you say that? That's what people have asked. Well, I said it. Yes, I said what I said. The Americas, Babylon 2.0. Right? So, and then 7 with the 16, we have the 7 energy. And what is 7? The chariot. The chariot moves. So these are for all of us. These final 2 are for all of us. And we are the alchemists. We are the wise ones. I'm going to just keep going and do what I do. I'm going to keep saying what I say, and I'm going to keep going within so that I can continue to show up true blue, authentically in the world as a spiritual authority. The sickness on this planet is a soul sickness. It's a lack of spiritual connection. That's true for everyone, whether you're religious, you're atheist, agnostic. I don't give a crap what you are. You're human. I do care what you are. You're a human, HUE. I don't care what you believe. Don't push your beliefs on me, and let us get to a point where we can each bring to light our own truth. because we're all spiritually gifted. We're all spiritual beings having a temporary experience as a human. And we are the alchemists. And we were born for this. We were born for this. We were born for the return to our heart and the home of unconditional love. The frequency of alchemy activates activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemists to perform miracles of transmutation. And we perform miracles. We transform our pain into joy. We transform our delusion into, well, what do we transform our delusion into? I don't know. We transform our pain into joy. We transform our fear into love. We transform our darkness into light again. And all of this is an inner journey. Everything takes place inside of us. There's nothing, there's a world external to us, but we are the entirety of the universe. And we are incredibly powerful. And that is why those who control this planetary realm like to keep us confused and fighting one another, because they know how powerful we are. And so one voice at a time, this is what we do. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And then we let our light shine and light another, and then another, and another. One flame can light so many little flames. And this is what we need. We're not insane. The folks we see out there on the street, that's insane. They don't even know what they're fighting for. They don't even know what they're screaming and carrying on for. They don't know. They really don't know. You and I know, and we are fighting for our personal freedom from within. We are fighting from within ourselves, the ego and the soul. We are putting down our swords, coming home to our heart and letting our heart show. Letting our love flow into the world. Letting our truth be told. And that doesn't mean it doesn't mean everyone's going to like what we say. Do we like everything everybody else says? No. Can we still be respectful? Yes. And can we still stand? Can you stand in the truth that you know? With confidence, with courage. Fortune favors the brave is what I just heard. So, anyways, folks, I feel like I've been a little fired up this morning. I think I'm going to go have breakfast/lunch with my son, and then off to the JOB for another day of fun. So I hope something here has resonated. If it has, please let me know in the comments. If you're new here and you've made it this far into the replay, please consider hitting subscribe. I'm so grateful for all the support. I trust one day I'll understand what this was all for. Until then, I just keep showing up and being of service in a way that fills my cup and brings me joy, and in the way that God, Creator, Source, wants me to serve. So with that being said, I'll see you here tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. I see you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up and pouring into my cup.